Hi friends, guess where I'm at? I'm on a little trip to surprise my aunt for her birthday. She has no idea that my cousin and I are just going to show up at her house and surprise her. If you guessed Las Vegas, you are correct. Good morning friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video, I want to do a little bit of something different. I want to take you on a trip with me. We recently went and surprised my aunt for her birthday, and it was so much fun. It was such a wonderful, relaxing time, and I want to take y'all along and share a little bit of that with y'all. My aunt does live in the Las Vegas area, and so that's where I usually do go. And someday maybe I will film a little bit like on the strip or something like that, but I like to share what's around the Las Vegas area too. And we recently went, well, while we were there, we went to a ski resort. If you did not know, there is actual skiing around the Las Vegas area. I've got my notes here because I don't want to miss anything. The first place that we stopped at, well, we went to other places other than the ski resort, but the ski resort is the first place I want to share with you. We went to Mount Charleston, and in Mount Charleston, we visited a ski resort called Lee Canyon, and there we enjoyed cocktails at the Hillside Lodge. The Hillside Lodge has both indoor and outdoor spaces with sweeping views of Lee Canyon where you can go to just refuel or people watch, which that's what we did because I wasn't going to go skiing. At one point when I was younger, I would have loved to learn how to ski, but now with my health and I can't even feel my own 2 feet, it's probably not a good idea that I get on some skis. They also had snowboarding. It was really fun to just sit and watch everybody doing their thing. They also offer on Lee Canyon, other than the snow skiing, they do have ski lifts, and there are mountain bike trails, dining and shopping, disc golf, mountain yoga. Did that come out right? Mountain yoga, and youth adventure days. So I think that was really a neat thing to experience. Of course, I'm sure yoga is more in the summertime, just like the snow skiing is in the winter time. We had some really delicious appetizers and cocktails while we were there. They also have meals that you can purchase. We just had an appetizer. And cocktails, but it was the funnest experience I've ever been to. So let me take you along on that and show you what all we saw. Starting off, this is the ride up to Mount Charleston. We came back down the mountain on the other side, and the formations in the rock and the colors of the rock are just so beautiful. I had to share them with you. Let me tell you a little story about one of the ski goers. While we were sitting there people watching, my cousin and I were watching this one particular man that did not have his shirt on. He had no gloves on. He didn't have his shirt on. And he come down the mountain on his ski board. And we were both just in awe at this man because he had no shirt on. And he had some muscles now. Let me tell you, this man, he was built. And we were just watching, and all of a sudden this other man came up behind us and said, what did he say? Something to the effect of, what did he say? Cammy, when you see this, put it down in the bottom in the comments. I can't remember what he said exactly. It was quite funny though, and it caught us quite off guard because he knew we were watching this man, and it was something to the effect of, you can keep watching, or oh gosh, what was it? Yeah, he did that. Keep watching. Oh, I can't remember. But it was so weird to see him without a shirt, and then to see, he was so built. He had muscles for days. I wish I could remember what it was he said, and I can't. It was more, he knew we were watching this man. He knew. Trust me. He knew we were watching this man. And he said he knew the man that we were watching because they were all sat at the table together. When the man came inside the restaurant, they all sat at this table together. So he knew the man that we were watching, and he knew we were watching that man. But on our next stop, we went to a little winery called the Wine Down. The Wine Down is located in the little town of Pahrump that isn't that far from Mount Charleston. Mount Charleston is not that far from Las Vegas. I think it's probably about, if I had to guess, maybe 30 minutes from Las Vegas, if I had to guess. But we went to a little winery called the Wine Down. This place was so cute and so quaint. And the cocktails there, they were delicious. Delicious. We did have a charcuterie board while we were there, and it was so good. I love prosciutto. I love it. Prosciutto doesn't love me. I do have gout, and so prosciutto does not love me back. But I love it. And I love the cheeses that was on this. I did stay away from the pepperonis and the other meats. And I just ate a little tiny bit of the prosciutto because I did not want to feel that pain. But the cheeses were all really delicious. I love Gruyere cheese. I've wanted to taste Gruyere cheese, but I didn't want to get it and then find out that I didn't like it. But I got to try it on this charcuterie board, and it was delicious. I loved it. But you'll see in this video, we did make some friends. There was one man there that was playing his guitar, and he was singing, and it was excellent music. My aunt did get up and dance with one of the other ladies, and once they got up and started dancing, there was another group of people that they started dancing too. So it was just a really fun experience, and it's a wonderful place to hit if you are in that area. And again, Pahrump isn't probably 45 minutes to an hour from Las Vegas, but it's really, it's you would expect it now. It is in a shopping center, okay? But it didn't change the overall experience. So let me take you there and show you what all we had at the Wine Down. Okay, I'm out of town this week and I did pick up a few things from Amazon. I did grab another pair of their essential brand joggers. These are 100% cotton and they have pockets. They are cuffed at the bottom. Really, really comfortable pair of joggers. And I also grabbed another one of their essential brand tees. These come in a package of 2. They have different sets of colors you can choose from. This is 56% cotton and it's very, very comfortable. I love the V-neck style of it. Just a really comfortable tee to wear, and you get 2 of them for around, I think it's like $15. Really great prices. So today is the fit check. So don't forget, even if you are out of town, you can still go get your walk on. I love this Amazon brand. It's so comfortable. I think in the next clip, just before we get to the donkey sanctuary, I'll show you a picture of my hamburger. And the significance of the picture of this hamburger, one, the hamburger was absolutely delicious. And they had amazing gin and, what is it? Gin and soda? Gin and soda. They had amazing drinks. We had the gin and soda special. It was only $3 for the drink, and it was delicious. I am now a gin and soda girl. But at this place where I had the hamburger, it was actually like a bar, and they also have lamb chops. So it was just kind of strange that at this local dive, and it's just a dive, okay, you can get either a hamburger or you can get lamb chops, okay. While we're there, we also did pick up some jewelry, one of which I am wearing today was this beautiful turquoise bracelet. I did also get a ring, but I'm not wearing it right now, but I did get this bracelet and I love it. It's nice and stretchy. But after that clip, on another separate day, we also went to what is called, what was the name of it? Donkeys of Pahrump is the name of where we went. And this is a rescue devoted to the care of horses and burros. They take in and foster them until they find their forever homes. Now, there are some of them that do live there permanently, and then there are some that they take in and foster until they can find them a permanent home. But it was such a magical experience, and I mean, I had such a wonderful time feeding the horses and the donkeys that I didn't have my teeth in and I didn't even care. Being honest with you. But I loved feeding them and I could have stayed there all day long. There was one particular little old guy that he was a little bit upset with us because they had told us don't feed him because he was overweight. No, wait, he was overweight. He was a big boy. He had missed a meal, but he was missing teeth. And so they told us not to feed him any of the food, and he was really upset that we weren't giving him any, and he let it be known. He was loud and very vocal. But let me take you there and show you what we did at the, what is it called? Donkeys of Pahrump. I wanted to save the best for last. Pahrump also got a new member of their community. There are wild stallions running around Pahrump and in the greater area. So be very careful when you are driving around that area because there are wild horses everywhere. But they got a new member of the horses community, and there was a baby born, a little boy. And so I got some footage of that little guy. He was so cute. You wanted to keep your distance from them because his mom and him were forming that bond, and you didn't want to get in there and mess up that bonding experience, I guess. So you can only take pictures or look at him from afar, but he was so cute and it was so neat to get to see him. So let me show you that footage that I've got of the newest member of Parup. The next footage that I have is a little different. It was different to me. I never thought that I would see such a thing or that these things even existed, but I was on my way out of town and headed to the airport, and we passed by where they store all of our Google information, all our pictures and our data and stuff like that. It was massive. Massive. I only got one shot of it. I was trying to get my phone out and get a picture or a video or something before we passed it, because you couldn't just stop in traffic and you can't go in. It is surrounded by a brick wall, so you can't go in. Let me tell you, in Las Vegas, they practice brick walls. Nobody has a wooden fence because brick walls are sustainable, because it gets very windy there, it gets very hot there, and it gets really cold there. I'm going on my triad about the wooden fences that we have here in the Panhandle. They're ridiculous. They are not sustainable in this wind that we have here, or the extreme cold temperatures, or sometimes the extreme heat temperatures. Las Vegas has figured it out. We need to catch up, okay? But this massive Google thing is surrounded by this massive wall, so you can't get to it, but you can see just a little glimmer of the top of it, and it was such a neat experience to see that. So let me show you what that looked like. I'm going to close the video here today. If you made it this far, thank you so much. And to those that have subscribed to my channel, I so appreciate all the support and love that you show me. If you haven't already hit the subscription button, I would love for you to stick around. I do love to do fashion hauls and product reviews, but I also love to share my over 50 and single lifestyle. So if any of that would interest you, I'd love for you to hit the subscription button and stick around and hang out with me. And if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if there's any other places that you've ever traveled around to in the greater Las Vegas area, or the Atlanta, Georgia area, because I do go there occasionally to see my brother, let me know, and maybe I can get a chance to hit those places up. But let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.